Hello, I'm Evan Nolan, the president and co-founder of the United States Athletics Hall of Fame, here another returning nominee for our class of 2024. America's first truly great soccer player, Michelle Akers, came along at just the right time for the fledgling U.S. women's national team program. Born February 1st, 1966, in Santa Clara, California, she actually grew up in suburban Shoreline, Washington. At Shoreline High, she was a three-time All-American and upon graduation, got a full ride to play soccer at the University of Central Florida. Now, at Central Florida, the 5'10 Akers put together one of the greatest collegiate careers of all time. She was an All-American all 4 years at the school and scored 52 goals, leaving as an all-time scorer in school history. She also led them to 3 NCAA tournaments, including the Final Four in 1987, the only Final Four in the history of the school. In 1988, they'd followed up with a run to the Elite Eight, where unfortunately her college career would end. But in 1988, she'd also win the Hermann Trophy, the first time it was ever given out, as the top women's collegiate soccer player in the country. But really, Akers is best known for her work with the U.S. women's national team. Now, believe it or not, the U.S. women's national team didn't play their first international game until 1985. It was at a tournament in Italy, and it was against Denmark, and it ended up being a 2-2 draw. That first goal in U.S. history was scored by Michelle Akers. She played 24 more games for the team over the next 5 years, scoring 15 goals, leading the team in scoring. That would set her up for the greatest season of her career. In 1991, she played 26 games for the U.S. women's national team and scored 39 goals. That's a goal and a half a game for those of you scoring at home. In terms of scoring, there's a meaningless competition either. At the inaugural Women's World Cup in 1991, she led the tournament in scoring 10 goals, including 5 in one game against Chinese Taipei. And she scored both goals in the U.S.'s 2-1 finals victory against Norway. But her body was taking a beating. She was constantly being pushed and hacked by defenders and made the switch in 1991 from playing forward to playing central midfielder. She also spent most of her career suffering from chronic fatigue syndrome. At the 1995 World Cup, she suffered a near knee injury and a concussion, and the U.S. was eliminated by Norway in the semifinals. But Akers would return for the Atlanta Olympics in 1996, playing on a torn MCL and helping the U.S. win the first gold medal ever in women's soccer. Akers would actually score a penalty kick against Norway in the semifinals of that tournament. The next big tournament was the 1999 Women's World Cup on home soil. Akers was again a key member of the team, scoring pool play against Nigeria and from the penalty spot in the semifinals against Brazil, helping the U.S. win their second World Cup trophy. She'd actually played most of that tournament, or the last part of the tournament, with a separated shoulder she got from a fan during the quarterfinals. She'd also win the bronze balls tournament's third highest scorer, and would retire from international soccer just before the 2000 Games in Sydney. For her U.S. national team career, she'd score 107 goals in 155 appearances. She retired as the U.S.'s all-time lead goal scorer, and even with the number of games that picked up over time, she's still 6th on the list. FIFA also considers her to be one of the most important women in soccer history. In 1988, she'd become the first woman ever to win FIFA's Order of Merit, and in 2022, would share the title of FIFA's Woman of the Century with China's Sun Wen. Akers is also one of only 2 women, along with fellow 2024 nominee Mia Hamm, to be selected by Pelé to FIFA's 100 list. It's one of the 100 greatest living soccer players. Domestically, Akers was elected to the U.S. Soccer Hall of Fame in 2004, but that just seems like too little of honor for her impact on the sport here in the United States. In many ways, Akers is the foundation on which the United States women's national team's incredible record of success has been built. She finished 55th last year in her vote, so she's not that far away from election. I just hope she doesn't get forgotten this year with Mia Hamm on the ballot for the first time in 2024. And you can help her by voting at www.theUSAHOF, that's the USAHallOfFame.com. Your votes to help determine who's in, and you can vote as often as you like between now and December 1st, when our polls close, as long as only once a day. I'll be back soon with another nominee, but until then, take care.